Imagine walking through a fog-shrouded alley at twilight, where every shadow hides a secret and each echo of your footsteps seems to whisper a hidden truth. In that ambiguous half-light, you sense a force, an unspoken law that governs not only the world outside, but the very core of your being. You feel as if you're on the precipice of a revelation so profound that it shatters the conventional understanding of power. In this murky realm, strength isn't measured by physical might or loud declarations. Instead, it radiates silently from those who grasp an elusive truth that the many overlook. Have you ever paused to consider why, in moments of quiet crisis, the truly powerful seem to command the situation effortlessly while others falter? What if the secret to genuine authority lay not in the visible trappings of wealth or influence, but in an inner discipline, a mastery of self and perception that most never dare to explore? In this paradox, vulnerability becomes the seed of hidden strength, and the very act of questioning one's limitations is the doorway to commanding power. As you stand amid these swirling uncertainties, a piercing question emerges from the depths of your mind. What is it that the weak never learn, yet the strong instinctively command? This question reverberates like a heartbeat in the silence, challenging you to confront uncomfortable truths about your own inner world. It teases the notion that beneath the surface of everyday interactions lies a covert blueprint, a law of power that, if understood, could transform not only your destiny, but the way you perceive every human encounter. This is no mere curiosity. It is an invitation to peel away the layers of societal conditioning and confront a force that operates quietly, often unnoticed, yet with explosive consequences. As the fog begins to lift, you are compelled to follow this trail of hidden power, even as it beckons you into the depths of introspection and unsettlement. The journey has only just begun, and the next step promises to unveil the psychological and philosophical roots that have shaped this clandestine force for ages. You find yourself questioning the familiar patterns that have long dictated how society rewards or punishes, how leaders rise, and how the timid retreat. Deep within your mind, echoes of ancient wisdom and modern science converge, revealing that the forces governing power are not mere accidents of fate, but the outcome of complex psychological and philosophical dynamics. Consider the ideas of Carl Jung, who proposed that our unconscious mind harbors archetypes, primordial symbols, that subtly guide our decisions, often without our awareness. These hidden motifs, like the shadow or the hero, illustrate that power is as much an internal conquest as it is an external triumph. Friedrich Nietzsche once declared that what does not kill you makes you stronger. But what if the true meaning of strength isn't merely survival, but the profound ability to harness the hidden forces within? The weak, it seems, remain ensnared by conventional beliefs, views shaped by societal norms that confine their potential and blur their vision. In contrast, those who command power tap into a reservoir of inner resources. They understand that every moment of adversity carries the seeds of transformation, much like Arthur Schopenhauer's idea of the will, an irrational force that propels human behavior beyond mere reason. In the labyrinth of existence, the philosophies of Aldous Huxley and Jean-Paul Sartre remind you that reality is not an immutable structure, but a canvas painted by your choices and perceptions. The hidden law of power is rooted in this very interplay of mind and existence, a force that distinguishes between a life lived in blind adherence to external validation and a life steered by inner conviction. Viktor Frankl's insights into meaning amidst suffering further compel you to consider that the most profound power arises when you find purpose in the face of despair. It is this alchemy of thought and experience that grants you access to a secret domain where the rules of engagement are rewritten by those willing to embrace uncertainty. You begin to see that the problem is not a lack of resources or opportunities, but a failure to grasp this profound truth. The conventional path trodden by the weak, is paved with the illusions of safety and certainty. Meanwhile, the strong, those who dare to venture into the uncharted territories of the mind, learn that true power is about redefining your internal landscape. Their journey is marked by an ongoing battle against the cognitive biases and self-imposed limitations that shackle so many. This hidden problem, buried beneath layers of dogma and habit, is a silent saboteur. It manipulates your emotions, blinds you to possibilities, and keeps you locked in a perpetual cycle of mediocrity. Yet, its roots run deep into the annals of philosophy and psychology, reminding you that every human being possesses the potential to rise above the mundane. The question then transforms into an imperative. How will you choose to engage with this profound force? Will you continue to allow the weak illusions to dictate your fate? Or will you dare to command the hidden law of power that lies dormant within you? As you venture further into the maze of introspection, the unseen consequences of neglecting this hidden law begin to unfurl before your eyes. You start noticing that every decision, every interaction is subtly influenced by forces beyond the superficial. The biases ingrained in your mind, those silent architects of perception, skew your view of reality, ensuring that you remain captive to established norms. Cognitive dissonance creeps in as you reconcile the gap between what you feel and what you are conditioned to believe. In moments of quiet reflection, you recall neurological insights suggesting that your brain is wired to favor certainty over the unknown, comfort over challenge. This predisposition, while evolutionary in its purpose, now serves as a double-edged sword. It offers you a semblance of security, but at the same time curtails your ability to perceive the subtle signals of power that whisper through the cracks of everyday life. As you realize this, a creeping urgency takes hold, a realization that these invisible chains restrict not only your potential, but the very fabric of your identity. Cultural conditioning, too, plays its part in this silent drama. From early childhood, you have been bombarded with societal narratives that celebrate the obvious and shun the obscure. Success is depicted as a linear climb, one that rewards conformity and punishes deviation. Yet, as you peel back the layers, you see that this narrative is a clever illusion, one that conceals the truth about how power really operates. The strong have always been those who defy the conventional script, those who rewrite the rules when no one is watching. In contrast, the weak accept the given order, never daring to question the unseen influences that shape their lives. This quiet manipulation has far-reaching consequences. It creates a world where mediocrity is the norm and exceptional insight is a rarity. You begin to notice how entire communities and even nations suffer from this collective blindness, a slow erosion of creativity, innovation, and authentic connection. The subtle erosion of individual autonomy gives way to an environment where decisions are dictated not by genuine wisdom, but by herd mentality and prepackaged ideologies. Every missed opportunity for introspection is a step deeper into this labyrinth of conformity. The cost of neglecting the hidden law of power is not just personal stagnation, it is a societal decay that permeates relationships, politics, and even art. You start to wonder how many lives have been wasted in pursuit of superficial achievements, while the true essence of power, its transformative, liberating force, remains shrouded in mystery. There is an urgent need to reclaim the narrative, to challenge the unconscious habits that have long dictated the course of your life. As the weight of these consequences presses upon you, you feel a stirring within, a call to break free from the invisible shackles that have held you back for too long. The silent cost of ignoring this profound law is a burden you can no longer bear, and the path forward demands that you confront these hidden truths head on. Now, envision a radical turning point, a moment when you decide that enough is enough. In this instant of defiance, you reject the old script that has confined you to mediocrity. Instead of yielding to the predictable patterns of thought, you embark on a journey of rebellion, a revolution that begins not on the streets, but deep within your own mind. The first step in this transformation is to recognize that every belief you've ever held was a construct, shaped by forces that sought to keep you comfortable and complacent. By challenging these inherited narratives, you dismantle the barriers that have long prevented you from accessing your true potential. Embrace the uncomfortable questions that arise when you confront your own limitations, and let them guide you towards a new paradigm of self-mastery. Historical figures and revolutionaries who have walked this path before you serve as both inspiration and proof that a new way of being is possible. Think of those who dared to defy societal expectations, who shattered the norms of their time to forge a path of authenticity and power. Their courage was not in following the well-trodden path, but in creating an entirely new landscape where possibility reigns supreme. Their legacy reminds you that the act of rebellion is not an external battle, but an internal war against the forces of stagnation and fear. Begin by cultivating a mindset that values curiosity over conformity. Deliberately expose yourself to ideas and experiences that challenge your preconceptions. Seek out perspectives that unsettle you, that force you to see beyond the immediate and the obvious. In doing so, you slowly dismantle the mental frameworks that have dictated your responses for years. Meditation, introspection, and even creative expression become tools in your arsenal. They are not mere practices, but radical acts of resistance against a system that thrives on passivity and uniformity. As you learn to navigate the turbulent waters of your own psyche, you start noticing a shift, a subtle yet undeniable change in the way you perceive both yourself and the world around you. This rebellion is not about rejecting everything you once believed. Rather, it is about reclaiming your inherent power to choose, to think, and to act. It requires you to trust that within the chaos lies a deeper order, a truth that transcends conventional wisdom. When you begin to see your own potential as limitless, you free yourself from the grip of fear and self-doubt. With every challenge you overcome, you become more attuned to the hidden law that has always governed true power. Every moment of resistance against the conditioned norms is a victory, a step closer to a life where you no longer settle for the shallow rewards of conformity. As you break free from the chains of past limitations, you discover that the power you once thought belonged only to a select few is, in fact, your birthright. The path is arduous, marked by relentless self-examination and the courage to stray from the familiar. But with each step, you reclaim the profound truth that power is not given. It is taken by those who dare to see beyond the veil of illusion. In the quiet aftermath of your rebellion, when the storm of old beliefs has subsided, you stand on the threshold of an ultimate revelation, a truth so fundamental that it reframes your entire existence. Imagine a vast, starlit sky stretching infinitely above you, each celestial body a beacon of possibility, each spark a reminder that every moment is pregnant with potential. Here, in the silent expanse, you finally grasp the essence of the hidden law of power, that true strength is born from the courage to question, to evolve, and to transform. The final realization is not a conclusion, but an awakening, a state of being where every experience, no matter how painful or exhilarating, contributes to your ever-unfolding narrative. You begin to see that the power you command is not an external force to be grasped, but an intrinsic part of who you are. It is the product of a mind unburdened by the trivialities of conformity and a soul liberated from the chains of fear. Reflect on the journey that brought you here, the doubts, the inner battles, the relentless pursuit of understanding. Each struggle was a stepping stone, each challenge a hidden lesson in the art of mastery. In embracing the paradox that strength lies in vulnerability. You have discovered that the very elements that once seemed to weaken you are the ones that empower you most profoundly. This ultimate truth transcends the transient nature of worldly power. It is not measured by titles, wealth, or influence, but by the depth of your inner freedom and the authenticity of your actions. With this newfound clarity, you see that every human interaction becomes an opportunity to assert this hidden law, to gently, yet firmly, reshape the world around you with the quiet force of your presence. In the silence of your realization, you understand that the true law of power is a call to continuous evolution. It is the invitation to live each moment as a deliberate act of creation, to transform every fleeting second into a testament of your unyielding resolve. The strength you now embody is both a shield and a beacon, a silent declaration that you have transcended the confines of a life dictated by external expectations. As you step forward, the world transforms into a canvas of infinite potential. Every challenge is an invitation, every setback a lesson waiting to be unraveled. And in this ongoing dance between chaos and order, you remain the master of your fate. The hidden law of power, once obscured by the illusions of mediocrity, now radiates clearly within you, a guiding light that will forever illuminate the path to a life of profound meaning and unstoppable strength. Now, with your eyes wide open and your spirit ignited, you stand ready to embrace a reality redefined by the truth of your inner power. Let this be the moment you commit to living not in the shadow of what once was, but in the brilliant light of what you have become.